fourth presentation of the day and the last one today. I would like to go a little bit up north in Mexico and invite Alfonso Sumano from Journey Mexico. So Alfonso, welcome, and the mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Roberto. And thanks always, Clara, Lydia, and the whole team. I wish I was with my whole team as well somewhere in Mexico, but as you all know, I'm based out of the US. I'm today in Houston, Texas. And I really appreciate the opportunity, to share some of our experience from the personal perspective. And I really liked Douglas' chat on his company. But I'm able, as you know, I joined Journey Mexico, this great company based out of Puerto Vallarta in Mexico a little bit over a year ago. And previously, I was actually running the Mexico Tourism Board offices overseas based out of New York. So it is a very good perspective to me to talk about a little bit our experience, and me being, someone that have seen the growth of the tourism into the country for so many years. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we do.
This is great. So as you can tell me, Mexico is so diverse, and Mexico is a big country, close and just south from the United States, with a lot of diversity. So not only culturally, but the people and many other aspects come to join in Mexico for a great experience. So I was fortunate enough, as I was telling you, to be working for the Tourism Board for a number of years and meeting the team of Journey Mexico and what they were doing back in the year when Zachary Ravinor, our founder, actually was previous to founding the company, a tour guide, not only for Mexico, but for the whole Americas, because of its passion for traveling and everything he's done. So the company was founded pretty much almost 20 years ago with the dream of showcasing the real Mexico. There is nothing wrong, of course, in coming to Mexico for an all-inclusive 7-day vacation somewhere in the country, in the Mexican Caribbean. Is beautiful, and Mexico has been top 10 or almost top 10, top 12 most visited country in the world for so many years now because of its diversity, and I would say because of its service as well. So the company is now very well positioned as a high-end DMC tour operator receptive in Mexico, with 4 offices in the country. And we have presence in Cancun, in Mexico City, my hometown. Also, the main office is in Puerto Vallarta, where most of the team is located. And we have some other colleagues as well based out of Los Cabos. Going back to what I was telling you, the founders of the company, Zachary Ravinor here in the picture that most of you know, and Matteo Lutti, who is in charge of our operations and a partner of the company as well. Unfortunately, Rebecca Scotti, who is the founder of the company as well, in charge of the financials, is not in the picture, but the 3 of them founded the company, again, almost 20 years ago, after, loving and being a tour guide for the whole Americas. They ended up in Mexico and met there with a passion for the outdoors, for all related to nature. And of course, in the particular case of Zach, surfing. So he's a native of New York, and he was doing his surfing in the early years, in Rhode Island, so a little colder than down in Mexico. And it was ironic because when I took cover as part of the Mexico Tourism Board team back in 2000 I was a Mexican, living in New York City, and then Zach has been there, a New Yorker, loving and living in Mexico for all of these years. The company was founded after their love for outdoors, for extreme adventure, actually, back then. This is, for example, the Copper Canyon in Mexico, which is, by the way, 4 times larger than the Red Canyon here in the US, just to have as a reference. And they have the Tarahumara culture there, the indigenous people. It's pretty amazing what you can see here in the northern part of Mexico. And some of this diversity and spectacular areas of the country inspired actually the company to be founded. And and many other different activities, so diverse from the rest of the tourism offering everywhere in the world. You know, I mean, the first or the pioneers to do glamping in Mexico. This is the Spiritu Santo Island, which is a little north from Los Cabos in the Mar de Cortez, which is really, really amazing what you can do here, and especially the contact with nature. Everything related with the ocean. As you can tell, in Mexico, we have a lot to share with our visitors. It's not only the Mexican Caribbean, very well known because of Cancun, Riviera Maya, and that side of the country, but also the Sea of Cortez. The Sea of Cortez is an amazing area for you to explore the underwater. And actually, Matteo Luti, the chief operating officer of the company, is a certified scuba diver, and his passion is in the underwater. So pretty much the oceans and everything else in the contact with the nature, not only in land, but in the ocean as well, is what has pretty much driven the journey for the company to be where they are now. And also, you know, the diversity in terms of the different nature and scenarios that you can tell in Mexico. For example, in the Caribbean, you get all of those turquoise, light blue waters and the white sand over there, very soft. But in the Sea of Cortez, you can even see cactuses right by the beach because it's a desert. So in the Pacific, it's a totally different scenery. So I believe that Mexico is pretty diverse, and this is very attractive for our clients, just because from one year to the other, you can choose one or the other destination and have a totally different experience of what the country is actually about. Let me tell you, back in the days when I was working for the tourism board and trying to promote Mexico internationally as well, I was thinking, what is the luxury market? What is it about the high-end traveler? What are they looking for? And of course, all of us think about, you know, beautiful hotels, big brand hotels, beautiful service, and a way for us to showcase the service of Mexico as well. But today, and this is quite interesting because it's like a circle. Zach and Mateo, with the vision of the outdoors, the beautiful, amazing things that we had in the country, the diversity, founded the company as an outdoor and lovers of nature kind of experience, and then found all of these beautiful properties in the country that our customers also love. But then what is the real luxury? To me, the real luxury has to do, other than the service and meeting local people, with a real and authentic experience. And Mexico has a lot to offer. And I believe that this is one of the main reasons Journey Mexico is so well positioned and showing case and being fair to the cultures, to the originary cultures that live today in Mexico, but also in a very pampered, you know, and an extremely comfortable way to showcase all of the beauties of Mexico. As you can tell, we are seeing now the Arc in Los Cabos, which is pretty unique in the world, and very well appreciated for all of our visitors. I would tell you that pretty much Mexico is so successful tourism-wise just because of its diversity, but also because of its service. So there are several things to see and to do in the country. To me, the most important thing over all of these years of sharing our culture, the colors of Mexico, the flavors of Mexico, it would be definitely our people. In Mexico, you can actually live the cultures and live the history alive, not only in the archaeological sites, but all over the country. And then I believe that we need to be fair again with all of these different cultures joined in Mexico, because the territory is so big. You can explore one place to the other with totally different activities. Speaking their own language today in Oaxaca, in Chiapas, you know. Chiapas, I would say, is our rainforest in the south of the country. The chamula culture is just amazing. When you visit the street markets with the indigenous is a personal perspective, definitely what luxury is all about today: authenticity, and then uniqueness, and contact with a different culture than ours, learning and giving back and being respectful of the sustainability. And I believe that we have found that balance in Mexico finally. So as you can tell, I mean, in Mexico, we have a very large array of different private experiences. We can go and meet and greet the artists. It doesn't have to be a painter or a very well-known sculptor in Mexico, which we have a lot, but definitely just a very simple indigenous girl that is actually showcasing what she does with her own hands. This is to me luxury. This is to me a real immersive experience of what Mexico has to offer: its colors, its people, its warmth. And also, not less than that, the culinary, right? I mean, if you visit today Merida City, let's say I would just choose this Cantina Tour picture to present to you, because I just love it. You know, this is kind of the equivalent to the tapas tour in Spain. So in Merida, just for instance, because you can do this in Mexico City or many other places, but you can come to a place and then ask for a beer, and they will give you food. And if you order another beer, they will give you more food. And this is the way it works in a cantina. You can go from one corner to the other, very authentic places. You are next to the local people. And this is, to me, the real luxury in being able, you know, to travel to Mexico. As I was telling you, in Mexico, the culture is alive. So pretty much what we have found is that people are really intrigued by let's say in this particular case, in the town of Izamal in Yucatan, which is in the surroundings of Merida. We pretty much recommend Izamal or Valladolid to have a real experience about the Mayan culture. But here you can stop by in a restaurant and have a real Mayan recipe today. And probably your server is going to be speaking Mayan next to you. And why not probably teaching you how to speak Mayan at some point, right? This is, let's say, a new building, you know, a couple of hundred years back. It was built in Izamal, but it's right next to the archaeological site of the Mayan culture. So history is alive here. I was talking about authenticity. I got to talk about uniqueness as well. These are, for example, the beautiful cenotes, the underground rivers, which are unique to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. You can find hundreds of these cenotes or underground rivers, fresh water underground rivers, actually, in the area of the Yucatan, in the three states, you know, Quintana Roo, where the Riviera Maya is located, Yucatan, where Merida is located, and also Campeche, the third state to the west in the Yucatan Peninsula. So authenticity, uniqueness, local people, sustainability, to us, that's exactly what luxury means these days. We have pretty much private access to any of the archaeological or historical sites in the country. And why do we believe this is important? Because our clients are able to really appreciate what all of these cultures are about. For example, now we are seeing the very impressive Mayan Observatory in pretty much in the Mexican Caribbean, in the area of Tulum. So going here, you know, early in the morning, very early in the morning or late in the evening, when it's actually close to the public, could be a very, very luxurious experience culturally speaking. Again, meeting the local people. For me, the local people in Mexico, their hospitality and everything they have to offer, it's just amazing. So how do we describe a very luxurious adventure and experience in Mexico? Well, have a lunch and learn a recipe from a local. We can do this pretty much in the whole country. So this is a different view of luxury. You know, this is the agavero. This is the plant of the tequila. I just wanted to mention quickly that Mexico has over 30 World Heritage Sites by the UNESCO. And actually the scenery of the tequila, this particular landscape of the tequila is one of them. Actually, the landscape of the tequila is World Heritage considered by the UNESCO. We were talking briefly about sustainability. Just as an example that I love, Mateo is here actually in Xochimilco. Xochimilco is in the outskirts of Mexico City, and is known sometimes as the Mexican Venice, because, you know, there are rivers and you there is no a boat here in the picture, but you can have a small boat to go over this rivers or connecting rivers in the outskirts of Mexico City, and actually visit some very special places in which, for example, we are supporting a local sustainable activity related with the ajolote, which is an endemic species which only exists here in Xochimilco. So again, we are very careful about this. We love nature. We are very respectful of sustainability these days, and we do believe that this means luxury as well for everybody. To be respectful, we don't visit animals in captivity, but we do any kind of different outdoors activity in related with wildlife, but being very respectful, which we believe, and trying to give back, which we believe that is the real luxury these days. I just wanted to thank you very much for the opportunity, and giving me the opportunity to share some of my country's beauties and my personal experience. How do we see luxury from the outside, and why do we believe that Mexico is a great product and business proposition to all of our remoters partners, Roberto?
Perfect, Alfonso. Thank you very much for your contribution. It was great to travel a little bit throughout Mexico through your eyes. So thank you very much.